Hi 6th graders, today we're going to be looking at ratios and rates. By the end of this lesson you want to be able to express ratios and rates in fraction form. So a ratio is a comparison of two numbers by division. And a rate is a ratio comparing two quantities with different kinds of units. And lastly, a unit rate is the rate for 1 unit of a given quantity. So what we're going to do is first we're going to look at ratios. So ratio, we're going to find the ratio of pluses to x's, which is called a part to a part. So here we have 4 pluses, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 x's. So we can write it as 4 to 8 like that, 4 to 8, or as 4 over 8. Typically in math class you're going to write the ratios as a fraction. Now the other part of this though is we're always going to write ratios in simplest form, much like we would with a fraction. So if it's 4 over 8, both of those are divisible by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2. So 4 to 8 is the same thing as 1/2. Now we want to find the ratio of cats sold to the number of pets sold for the week. This is when we're comparing a part to a whole. So here our number of cats is 8, and we want to know the number of pets sold for the week. So that doesn't mean everybody else, that means everything total. So we have 10, 9, 8, 7, and 2. What I would do is look for things we compare together. So like 8 and 2 make 10, plus 10 is 20. 9 and 7 make 16, so you have 20 plus 16 or 36, but once again that could be reduced because they're both divisible by 4. 8 divided by 4 is 2, 36 divided by 4 is 9, so the ratio would be 2 cats for every 9 pets sold for the week. Now more often is when we look at rates versus unit rates. For example, I went to the store and bought 3 pounds of hamburgers for $4. So I have 3 pounds for $4. Now that would be just a rate. However, if I wanted to use a unit rate, because remember we talked about this earlier this year a little bit, because it's easier to compare them because your unit is always going to be 1, we can actually simplify it by taking 3 divided by 4, in which case would be 0.75 pounds for $1. But more often what you do is you do the price per pound. So we could also look at this as $4 for 3 pounds, in which case it would be $1.33 per pound. Alright, so why don't you try the next two on your own, see if you can figure out the rate and then the unit rate. So on my way to Grandma's house I travel 120 miles in 2 hours. So that would be our rate, 120 miles in 2 hours, but our unit rate, we're just going to take the top divided by the bottom, so 120 divided by 12 is equal to 60 miles per 1 hour. And it makes it a unit rate because we have a 1 in the denominator. If Josh ran 25 meters in 2 seconds, that would be our rate. We're going to take 25 divided by 2, and we get 12.5 meters per second as our unit rate. Alright, so for the Math Club Christmas party, you're in charge of bringing salsa. At the store you notice that a 16-ounce jar of salsa costs $2.88. You think that this is a pretty good deal, so you're about to put it in your cart when you notice that the big 40-ounce salsa is on sale for $6. Which jar should you buy to get the better deal, and how did you know? So you go ahead and pause the video and try this one on your own and see if you can figure it out. Alright, so first what I would do is I would look that it's $2.88 for a 16-ounce jar. Or I can get for $6 a 40-ounce jar. So I want to know which is the better deal, so which is the better price per ounce. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change these into their unit rates, meaning I'm going to take 288 and I'm going to divide it by 16 ounces, which is 18 cents. So I'm paying 18 cents for 1 ounce of salsa with the first jar. Now I'm going to repeat the process. I'm going to take the 6 and I'm going to divide it by 40, in which case I'm paying 15 cents for 1 ounce. So even though I pay more for the 40-ounce jar of salsa, it's actually a better deal because I'm paying less per ounce. So I should buy the 40-ounce because it is 3 cents less per ounce.